Good morning. This time I would like to comment new video made by Bobby Perspective, and I would like to comment his channel in general because I looked a little bit into his channel and I have a lot of thoughts on what's going on here. So let's start with the video Earthling at
Hard times create good men. Good men create good times. Good times create weak, pathetic Edward Gaunt.
like, you know, it looks like his favorite vegan YouTuber is Earthling Ed, and when you're gonna look at Earthling Ed and you're gonna look at him few years ago, and you're also gonna look at Bobby Perspective, you're gonna see like Earthling Ed is just getting better. When you will look, and I will show you in a while, comparison Bobby, how he looked on his vegan diet and how he looked now after a few years of eating it, and how he looked in the same time of eating vegan food, you're gonna see this meat, it's nothing but destroying him, his look, it's nothing but carnivore deterioration.
To check out Edward Gaunt after a long time. Yes, it has been a while since I did the Mysterious Case of Earthling Ed series, but as you can see...
Look, he doesn't look that bad, by the way, you know, he's still young. I don't know how much time he put into gym and so on, but he doesn't look bad. He has full hairline, and I don't say the diet is the only cause of, you know, how our hair look, but I told you also, I see my hair better now on vegan diet. Even my hairdresser last time, when I went only to hairdresser because I didn't have hot water, I wanted just to refresh myself. And even hairdresser, she told me, why you have so much, your hair falling so much, it's like incredible. And I was for 3 years eating almost every day meat, raw, organs, everything you can imagine. And no result, right? I see even color is changing, like now it's darker.
See, not unexpected, it didn't change much. The vegans still support the millionaire lifestyle of our friend Edward Gaunt. Now he recorded a video with plant.
You know, it looks like Bobby is nothing but jealous about business, which these vegan guys are doing.
Based news called Earthling Ed reveals strangest and creepiest anti-vegan arguments. I am an anti-vegan, so let's have a look.
I think what's rewarding about those conversations is I quickly realise that we use the same words. Wherever I'm in the UK, Germany, Switzerland, America, Canada, wherever I've been and had these conversations, people don't have new things to tell me. You know, really by and large, everyone says the same things now. It's a food chain, it's a personal choice, I like how meat tastes.
Why would they have to tell you anything new? Meat is the human diet.
Who tells you this? Bobby, from where do you have this information? Show me where is the clear statement that meat is a human diet. Where?
In fact, this is our species-specific diet.
Once again, who told you this? Where is this information coming from? From where this knowledge?
Every argument ends there.
I have a lot of confidence because I recognize that most people are just unconscious. We're engaged in some sort of autopilot where we're doing this thing unconscious.
That is so hilarious, man. The vegans don't understand, of course, that they are the useful idiots, but I do think that Edward here understands that very clearly.
You know, I'm gonna stop here because I have to show you something here. So he is blaming Earthling Ed about making money, first of all. While when you're gonna see channel of Bobby here, it's what we have here: donation, crypto wallet. What else? Donate here via Streamlabs. and so on. Patreon, PayPal, GoFundMe campaign. Look how much. Also, his channel here, it's also something like support. So, in so many ways, he's also making money, and this is not a problem, right? Like, I'm not jealous. If I see someone making money, I see successful person, I would like to learn from this person. But also, when you're gonna look into Bobby Perspective channel from the beginning, so the oldest videos here, just check amount of views he has in his old videos here. He has sometimes 2,000, 11,000, 40,000 after 5 years. You're gonna find plenty videos which have 1,000 maybe. Maybe they have 3,000. After 5 years, 1,000. Okay, he has also 60,000 because it was about raw vegan diet. So people curious how to build muscle. So you have here very, very little views. 5,000, 11. Once again, after 5 years. So when you're gonna see when he stopped his veganism, let's see, you're gonna see how much his views jumped up. His views increased in incredible, percent. Like, let's see, eating animals is disgusting. He kept all these videos, by the way. He's mocking on vegans. He's telling to people it's stupid and the vegans are idiots, as you can listen, as you can hear. Look, while he kept all these ridiculous videos about veganism and is not afraid like the vegan message is spreading around still, that maybe someone gonna watch his old video but not gonna watch his new video. You're not gonna understand that he's ex-vegan. He doesn't care for this, right? Okay, so look, he became ex-vegan looks like 3 years ago. I must to check the date, but look how much his views increased. So you have here 60,000 after 3 years, and here even if he makes against freely, he has 155,000. I think this is the biggest amount of views ever he got. 8,000, 20,000, and when you're gonna see this video, which is only few days old, has already almost 7,000, has more than 6,000 views. So when you are vegan, it's not easy to get popular on YouTube. It's not something you wanna get promoted. But as you see, when you become ex-vegan, your popularity is increasing in incredible way. And I was thinking I was doing strange still, or yes, eating raw meat, but so many people interested and curious. And now when I'm ex corpse eater, because we have to be honest with names, okay? Not if something it's corpse, it's corpse, but it's not the point. But you're gonna see that then, as a vegan, you are really people more hate you. You have more negativity. Of course, there are also people coming, new people coming from this, which are curious about veganism. But it's much easier to be carnivore or raw meat eater. It's much easier. But I don't say you to do things which are easier in your life, right? Who said it's gonna be easy?
He is, of course, playing his followers into making outrageous donations to him.
So you have a topic of donations, and he's blaming Earthling ad. Look, €2 per month, €4.50 per month, and the most expensive it's €9 per month. By the way, in the meantime, I will try to open his Patreon to see how much for Patreon of Bobby Perspective. Let's continue in the meantime with the video.
Lives off the gullible vegans. Nevertheless, let's give him the benefit of the doubt, just for the sake of the argument, and say that he really believes that people are conscious. How could people be unconscious if they still would eat their species-specific diet?
So he has a problem with people who are vegans, who have some message, who want to bring some value and health also around. He's blaming them for making money, but I didn't hear one time he's saying about any bad treating animals, about any way, you know, of abusing them by any farmer. He never spoke about this one time. So there is no problem for him, absolutely, to make money this way. But vegans cannot. Vegans must be people, you know, living on the street, poor, you know. This is what he wants from vegans. They must to be losers. So if they are losers, they have worse look, they are skinny. Anti-vegans, including Bobby, it's mocking on them. But then when you're gonna have one successful vegan, they're gonna also start, you know, blaming him for being successful. So you never make them, you never make these anti-vegans happy.
People that adhere to the most natural foods are people that are the most conscious, of course. People, however, growing up in the cities that fell for the vegan propaganda.
No, when I was buying raw milk from the farmer who has a sheep, all the time I was thinking I'm buying goat milk, by the way. That was my communication that time. But anyway, this guy many times, and this is an older guy living in the village, he is a big farmer, he has plenty of sheep, and he is doing this for all his life. But he was this one telling me that vegan diet is better. He doesn't have anything against one of his granddaughter doing it. And also he was also laughing on me that he saw me drinking this milk and eating all this meat. So it's not only city people, as you know, if you are my viewers, I used to live in the city. My roots are from the village, but I came back to village almost of greed, and I became vegan with this experience. I came here not only to get more freedom, but I came here to be a farmer, to support my carnivore raw meat eater primal diet.
How can they be considered conscious? Think about it, man. You didn't reach enlightenment by sitting on some sort of mountaintop meditating for years. No, you opened up YouTube, you watched a vegan documentary, and that made you vegan. It has nothing to do with an elevated consciousness, it has nothing to do with intelligence, quite the opposite.
And we don't really have any excuses, we're just regurgitating the excuses that we've seen online.
Excuses.
We've never really critically reflected on the
Okay, what's your excuse for causing crop deaths then?
excuses.
Oh my God. So this is like all these anti-vegans, including me, a while ago, talking about this crop deaths all the time. When you eat animals, you kill double. And not all vegan food come from crops. And when you're gonna see most of the crops around, when you travel, there's nothing. There's no traps for animals. You're gonna see wild animals eating from these crops many times. Wild animals are all the time in touch with these monocrops, because these monocrops are everywhere, so they go and eat. So I haven't seen one time anything like they say it's all the time constant massacre. I don't say it doesn't, I don't tell it doesn't happen, of course, this crop protection, but not on the scale they are saying here. And vegan diet is not only like this. And most of these people who are attacking me, even one girl, she blaming me for crop protection. In the meantime, she blamed on me, but all the people who are vegans. But in the meantime, she bakes everyday bread. Even me, I don't eat bread every day. I eat occasionally. So these people are hypocrites. They are just liars. They lost their way. They just, the bad side of them and also my bad side took over. And by the way, look, here is Bobby. After looks like 3 years after he quit veganism, around 3 years, and here is Bobby um, still it was around time. Okay, he was still vegan here. I don't know if he, like this time he quit veganism, so he was like 3 years vegan also here. Look, black beard, normal look, no chubby, young looking still after 3 years and experimenting with raw, as you see. And look here after 3 years of carnivore.
Definitely filled me with a lot of confidence.
You see, getting gray, getting puffy face, in general, getting look more bigger, but also, I don't know, maybe it's also a lot of rubbish on his body, because he doesn't also make any videos about bodybuilding anymore. You see, as a vegan, he was doing so many videos about bodybuilding, trainings, different things. Now only vegans. He finds some young girls to mock on them. This is what he does now. Very, very masculine.
But at the same time, there are certain things that can happen that make you think, wow, humans, we've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, hey humans, hey, we have a lot of work to do. Hey, I'm Ed, the vegan Jesus. Hey humans, follow me. To hell.
America, but I find that some of the crazy conversations I have.
And you know, I think Ed, he didn't change for all these years. He's the same. He keeps his standards. He keeps his way of thinking, while Bobby confused like me and other ex-vegans, confused, you know, all the time. And they are not going to channels of these carnivore people, and they don't do all the time video reaction, you know. It happens, but not like obsession like here. And why I'm doing these videos, because I feel this is my responsibility for what I did before.
I tend to be in the US. I'm sure there's a...
You mean the crazy beliefs that people have?
Definitely.
But veganism is not a crazy belief. I get it now.
So by the way, to be honest with you, this is his Patreon. So his prices are also not huge, but you see, his Patreon exists. Just he doesn't, you know, have this support because he has only, you see, few dollars here. So, but also nobody is telling him he cannot do. He can do it, and everybody has right. But you see, if someone is successful and vegan, it's a problem.
No.
There's a lot more kind of political opinion there about veganism. I think it's a little bit more politically divisive there. I think that there's a religious argument there that we don't necessarily find in more secular areas of the world, like here in the UK.
Yeah, the UK is a secular area, and this is why Islam will take over.
And I remember...
That's it. Honestly, this is really what you see. The Christians have left the country.
There's
Bobby also is far beyond truth, and I don't know why, but what his observations are, of course, they are good in a way, but also they are wrong. He has a good way of thinking, but what he does to support also Christianity, by the way.
There's a conversation I had just recently. This kind of puts it into context about the strangeness of some arguments. It was at Texas A&M, which is a big agricultural university. I think it's the biggest university in all of the US. It's in the heartlands of Texas. And so I kind of gone with a little bit of trepidation, kind of an awareness that maybe people wouldn't respond that well. But
and really, because of these anti-vegan channels, I was like looking at this Earthling, and he was like strange for me, but now, you know, it's a big pleasure to listen to him. This is a gentleman.
He's so extremely feminine.
that everyone responded really
Wow.
well.
They all are.
Okay, let me say, as a female, now when I watch those two gentlemen here, Earthling Ed doesn't look feminine for me anymore. It doesn't look. He got more masculine. Okay, everybody has different look, but life is not only about look. Life is not only about our look. Just imagine these animals. Sometimes they are living in the farms, in the closed rooms, without possibility of walk. They don't even know, these animals, why they have legs. They are living there. They are waiting only for death. If you're gonna see conditions of the farms, They are what is happening there in the slaughterhouses and all these things around me. This is just scary, and we are sitting and thinking about our look.
Very unusual.
But he's the epitome.
Argument. And what it boiled down to was, he said that eating meat gives us bloodlust. Bloodlust. Surely that sounds like a negative thing. Why would you want that? And he was like, well, we need a little bit of bloodlust so that we can be competitive and so that we can, make sure that we don't lose our standing
Look, all the soy boys are laughing.
as humans.
Competitiveness.
It kind of, we kept going a little bit further and further.
Yeah.
And he said to me, no offense, no disrespect. And I said, no, that's fine. Whatever you want to say, just say it. And he said, if the US went vegan, we would become weak. And then we would be more vulnerable to our enemies, like China.
Sure.
And I was like,
By the way, Bobby has a video here, how to talk with non-vegans, and he's giving advices all here. He should listen his old videos. He should listen himself here. And look, by the way, how nice he looked here. You see, like completely different guy. In my opinion, much younger, more fresh, skin color different. His beard more abundant, as I see.
Or something, right? If you truly practice veganism for compassion and so on and so forth, then, hey, have compassion for your fellow human being as well. You should have his or her best interest in heart, right? So that's really what it comes down.
So if I listened to this video partly.
Like to belong to something. And sadly, humans love to debate.
So if you're gonna listen, he speaks exactly opposite what you are. He's just, you see two Bobbies, good Bobby and bad Bobby. That time was a good Bobby, but something overtook him. I believe the propaganda around, because the lie, which is repeated so many times, it becomes a reality. So he listened, and he got brainwashed like me and so many other people. But also you see, he's more popular right now, much more popular. For sure, he makes some money also from this YouTube here.
just to clarify, the reason that we should eat meat in America is because if we don't, America will be overrun by communist invasion. And he was like, yeah, pretty much. And I was like, that is potentially the strangest argument I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
Right? So there is.
This is the truth, because if you're gonna really look more and more into history, then you're gonna see that communism has nothing to do with veganism. It has something to do with something else, but not with veganism at all.
Wow, actually it's not a strange argument at all. He is right there. America has been infiltrated already. All of those grassroots movements are nothing else but infiltration, and they're artificial. Really look into who funded Black Lives Matters, who funds veganism right now. You of course know who funds veganism, you are funded yourself.
Nobody found veganism. This is what my mother was always telling me. Don't use this term veganism, because it sounds strange. Veganism is just people who don't want to eat animals, they don't want for different reasons, they don't want to participate in this industry. And veganism always existed because this is natural human diet. Human used to be first gatherer.
We already did the expose on you, Edward. Point of the story is, of course, that veganism is an ideology that weakens people. Not only men. There's not some misogynistic argument here. It is about human health. When humans consume exclusively plants, this is when their health suffers, this is when they deteriorate, and more than that, this is when intelligence levels drop as well. You are for the science. Look into the science, you will see that vegans have lesser brain volume. They have smaller brains. It's the truth. You can look it up. So why is that so?
Oh my God, from where he took this statement, anybody here on my channel is welcome who is stating that vegans have smaller brain and that I have smaller brain, and you can read the comments. You are welcome here. We can make live stream online. We're gonna find one IQ test and we can do in the same time, and let's see who has a brain fog. Okay? You are really welcome. I did this test before and I'm not worried about anything. And I used to do this test while I was eating mostly plants. And in the shittiest way, the plants, all the fast food, and because I was non-vegan, but omnivore, eating mostly plants.
When humans are less intelligent, when humans are gullible, when humans are in a weakened state, this is when the country gets run over.
This is complete nonsense, because I used to be a part of societies where meat is eaten every day. And you're gonna see these people, they wear masks like nobody else in the world. They are afraid, they believe in everything. I don't see I see very little action against what's going on. And that's also, this also made me to think, because I was like, okay, if this is true, right, like vegans are so weak. No, when I became vegan, I even realized I'm stronger in my mind and more brave to speak out.
And as I said in my video, the West will fall. You will see that. And it is exactly because people have been demoralized psychologically and nutritionally.
Demoralized in a way. What is demoralized? It's about morals, yes, as you listen in this term. Demoralized. So the morals are like destroyed, right? No morals. It's opposition. So where is the moral, Bobby, now? You really have a brain fog. You see, you forgot everything what you was preaching before, and nobody wanted you to listen you like today, because people don't like this, you know. They don't want to listen the truth. Now they love it. They love you because you speak what they want to listen. What you tell them, do every day the same, never change, be always the same, don't grow. And when you're gonna check the primal needs of human, the 4 primal needs, on the randomly I just googled what is about primal food, and I found primal needs. So one of these primal, that they are extra to spiritual needs, it's a growth. So everybody likes to grow. Growth, it's all about the human desire to increase our sense of capacity, capability, or understanding. So you see, growth can be physical, intellectual, spiritual, and emotional. That's why we are so special and unique. We can do this, and we can use it for everything what we want. Even for nutrition, we can find our way.
You will see that the West, America and Europe, etc., all of those places will fall because of those doctrines.
It will fall because you say like this, but it will not fall. That's why you don't listen with these agendas about veganism, because about ethics to animals. They only use one argument to save the planet because of climate change of the planet. So this is what they say. They never touch the topic of ethics, because they know if they're gonna start waking up people this way, first of all, many people will be angry, right? Because they don't want to listen this. So it's easier for them also to take hearts of vegans to fool them that they are doing something for animals. But of course, no. These people don't care about animals in any way. In any way. I'm telling this, I'm 1,000,000% sure of that. And what? Look, when they are telling about East, look at Stalin. That you can find videos or information. He was cruel to animals. He was kicking a dog. Why? The German leader, the same time, was a friend of animals. This country was the first country in the world bringing animal rights, you know, to the society. So where's communism? And where's veganism and communism? Communism never brought any veganism. It only brought destruction and war.
Veganism is one leading cause because veganism doesn't end at veganism. Veganism is the ideology of eating plants. You're gonna say, no, it's about the animals and that is great, I don't care for it. The outcome is...
You see, I don't care for it. I don't care for it. And look here, he cared. He cared. He was spending time doing this video that nobody almost wanted to watch. He cared. Now I don't care for it. What happened? Like, look, so where's this growth? We humans are unique to grow. So I'm gonna talk more about this anyway.
Of course, eating plants. And look at the West. Our diets are 80% plants. This is why the people are weakened, demoralized, and mentally ill.
Wrong logic, because okay, people eat plants, but they don't eat proper plants. They eat a lot of fast food, but still they eat meat. You know, behind my house, they built a hospital many years ago, but last year they made this hospital double. It's incredibly big, and when you're gonna go inside, do you think all these people are vegans inside? These people are suffering from eating plants? Really? There is a lot of studies, and people are doing, you know, checking the body after heart attacks, and what they see there is, you know, chewing gum basically in their veins, in their arteries. This is what they find. This is not from plants.
And this is why, yes, the guy is right, China or any other superpower will take over those weak.
So China, it's the biggest consumer of pigs, so-called pork, in the world. They consume around 50% maybe even of pork from all over the world. So just imagine, from these pigs are coming from Mexico, from US, I believe, from Poland, from every country. So you have to also grow food for these pigs. So then you have all this field with corn and all these monocrops around to feed these pigs. So, and after all this goes to China, instead of, if our government's really vegan friendly, if I'm a government, I would travel to countries such as Costa Rica, so some countries like Thailand, any country, Mediterranean, any country which has some specific fruit and plant food. I would go there, and as a boss of the country, I would negotiate for my people, for my citizens, the best quality fruit, and I would organize, you know, supplies and price to be sure my citizens, they have access. Even living in Poland, in this cold country, where there is more difficulty, I would still make them the life easier. I would go and make this kind of agreements, negotiations, contracts, you know, like a big company as a country. This is what I would do. Do you hear something like this? No. Instead, our governments, they grow food for different countries, for people in China, which basically they don't do anything else, but they follow Western countries, so now they eat meat like crazy. They think it's fancy.
Men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create good men. Good men create good times. Good times create weak, pathetic Edward Gaunt.
Definitely a strangeness to some people's reasoning. What we need and what we desperately are striving to do is cut through the misinformation that is being perpetuated and has been perpetuated for decades, and reshaping the narrative.
What is the argument against eating meat here? It doesn't add up at all. It has been spewed for hundreds and thousands of years, for decades. Yeah, we've been eating meat for thousands, in your case millions of years, of course.
Absolute nonsense. If something is repeated for all our history, doesn't mean it's good. Rapes also happening before. Murders, wars, you know, all these things, fake news. It used to happen always. Does it mean it's good?
If we've been eating meat
As I said, he was talking exactly opposite, and it looks like he completely forgot about this.
for millions of years, even before we ever had language, how can it be a belief then?
How did he know? I wish to know his education, how he spent his life before, where he studied, what he studied, like what he knows about history and from whom he knows history, because history, it's written always by some winners, and it's owned by some winners, and you know, the history. Of course they want people to eat meat. Of course they want people to eat meat. This is one of the way how this society is demoralized. It's not only pornography, it's not only adultery and all this stuff. It's also, it's not only telling you think only for yourself to make yourself happy. No, it's also eat animals, forget about them. How come, if these animals are such an important part of human diet, why they don't care about them even in this way, like to give them, you know, some respect for this? Nothing, rubbish. This, they treat them like a rubbish, and this rubbish for them, it's something that they cannot live without. This looks like.
How can it be conditioning then? And if we are just animals, why don't we eat other animals like all other animals do?
To us.
We are not animals, we are unique. Bobby, please. Bobby, I used to show you to my vegan friends when I was vegan the same time like you know, and some people really liked you that time. Go back to your old videos, please, Bobby, wake up. You are, someone took, the bad way took you, you know, the bad side took over you. You said in one of your old videos, let's make this world better place. It's better place when everybody now go carnivore and gonna eat 3 times per day meat. You're gonna see nothing but everywhere farms, smell of all this, you know, shit from these animals, waste everywhere, polluted water. This is what you're gonna see. No nature, because everything gonna be eaten or cut by to make, you know, more monocrops.
Love discussions.
I made a mistake here.
So,
Wow.
And that's what I think this vegan propaganda thing is about. It's about leveling the playing field, and it's about saying, look, this is what the scientific community is telling us. This is what the medical community is telling us. This is what our moral intuition is showing us. Right? It's time to listen to that and not, you know, the heads of the NFU.
That is your moral intuition. I know plenty of people that kill animals and eat animals. And they feel
What does it mean? They are people who eat humans, not because they don't have anything else to eat, and this is out of necessity. No. They just kill humans because they don't care for the humans and they eat them. And you can find still videos about this, you know.
great.
South America not
Wow.
being destroyed for soy milk.
There are portals, there are websites, they are not censored so much like YouTube. And I found, unfortunately, by mistake, one video, the boy is taking human leg from the fire, human leg from the knee to the feet. From the fire, he's taking in his hand and he's starting to eat with smile and he's laughing, okay? Doesn't look like this boy is living somewhere in a place where starvation and nothing to eat.
Tofu that are being destroyed to feed the chickens and pigs and dairy cows. They know that, but they're more than happy to go to the press and say with a straight face, "Oh, vegans are destroying the rainforests."
Their avocados.
With their
This video is hilarious. They took the two weakest
No, you are hilarious, Bobby, really, you are.
excuses of men representing the vegan facts and telling us how healthy a vegan diet is. Wow, man.
Soya mince.
And they know better.
Soya
It's not
mince,
unintelligent
soya
people, the
mince.
opposite. They're intelligent.
And then you see, Bobby was very, very good before looking on a vegan diet. Much better, much better. And you're gonna see few more years what's gonna happen. He doesn't look like he's, glowing. He's deteriorating.
to people who are using their intelligence to manipulate people in a way that isn't fair. In a way
And you don't, huh?
that isn't creating
You weasels!
I mean, how we could ever say that these things are humane just shows how, I suppose, detached we are from what we do to animals. You know, because the word humane means having or showing compassion or benevolence. If we call someone a humane person, you know, needlessly killing someone else is the last thing that person would be doing, because being humane means being compassionate.
Right.
Being humane means whatever you want it to mean, because humane is just a made-up word. Nevertheless, the human is of course the most compassionate predator on the planet.
Predator who is afraid of mouse
If you look into the wilderness, into
or dog.
nature, you will see that predatory animals are eating their prey from the ball sack upwards.
Okay, so let's go and let's do the same. You know, these animals, they don't know better. They are in the circle. They cannot leave the circle, but who said they cannot eat anything else? You know, you're gonna see so many dogs eating so different things. And not always meat is their preference. Even cat not always gonna take a meat as a preference food.
Nature is, by your definition, supremely
No, this is not nature. This is those animals. Nature doesn't care if these animals now, let's say, experiment. We give them kind of food. We grow them different way. Nature doesn't care for this. You know, doesn't care if we kill. Nature made us human. It's not made up word, because this made up word is a myth. Human. It's not made up. Human. This is a human, yes? You have this real thing, right? It's not made up word, but meat, what is meat? It's made up just to make your eyes like this, to not understand that you have on the plate a part of the body, like from the animal. It can be also the part of the human body. This is a meat.
cruel and not humane, obviously, because of the lack of humans.
Because they are not humans.
Nevertheless, as I said, predatory animals kill their prey in the most vicious ways.
I know everybody, all the vegans say this, but it's not. If you are waiting somewhere, on your day gonna come, they're gonna kill you, and doesn't matter if they're gonna kill you fast or like you're gonna be more happy because of this. That when they're gonna kill you in the faster way.
Humans have come up with all kinds of methods to make the death as quick as possible.
Wow, yeah, this is so this is humanity about how to make death as quick as possible. Wow. It's not the way that the elites try to do, and they support this by saying to kill in the fastest way possible, the quickest. Wow. Yes. Someone is also trying to kill people in the fastest way possible.
And that is the definition of humane slaughter. So,
Human slaughter, yes. Dry water.
if you're so mad about eating animals, why don't you go to Africa, to the savannah, and evangelize those lions? Just do it. Don't care about humans.
No, you predator, you go there and stay and face the lion, face to face.
That's right. But how is putting an animal in a gas chamber, how is cutting their throat compassionate or kind? It's the opposite of these things.
It
and yet
is.
we're consistent
It
in solve
is.
this
It
lie.
is.
So what we do to animals is this very
It doesn't even fit, it doesn't suit Bobby, this ignorance. When I look at him, I see the guy who inside he is sure, or he already understands that something is wrong with this carnivore. For sure he knows, but every time this thoughts appears in his mind, for sure he wants to kick it out. Because what? Because if he would now decide, okay, let's be honest with my viewers, let's try vegan diet for 1 month again, with all his knowledge about nutrition, which now it's very huge, vegan, carnivore, all this, much bigger than when he used to be vegan, so he can make vegan diet now much better also. He knows already how to do. So to be honest, but what gonna happen? Just imagine if Bobby Perspective quits this ideology and goes back and thinks, come on, I have to build a future for my son, and I have to build for him better world. I'm building now hate to people, to animals. I support this evil ideology, and he goes vegan. What's gonna happen? Most of these people, you know, it was already John Venus and so many people, you know how it is after. He's gonna lose his subscribers 100%. But who cares? Who cares for these things, really? In the end of the day, what's the most important thing?
You know, mutual experience where the animals are happy.
Those people live in some sort of Disney movie, some sort of reality where nobody has to die. It's very, very interesting, man. Last time I checked, I'm gonna die. You're gonna die. We all gonna die. Those animals will die as well. They're gonna die horrific deaths, nevertheless.
So stop saying anything against veganism because you claim veganism is killing people, babies, and so on. Come on, you just said death is part of the life. So why? Anyway, everybody gonna die. So why you don't let two people continue vegan diet? Everybody gonna die. You listen to yourself a little bit, Bobby. Listen to yourself anyway. Don't be so, you know, meat. This is what we're gonna become, people like this, meat, eat, meat, only nothing but eating and meeting and shitting. That's it. This is a humanity, wow, really.
Especially if you look yet again into animals in nature, they
and look, this here, everybody can watch. I don't see any censorship here. But when the vegans gonna show pictures from slaughterhouse, everybody gets crazy because they showed people from where their food comes from. This is not a problem, this footage here.
They're gonna get eaten alive or freeze to death, starve to death or whatnot. There is vicious death everywhere around you, or actually not around you because you're comfortable in your city. Of course, we are very, very comfortable nowadays in our city, so therefore we don't have to think about death. But we all gonna die.
So what's the problem? So let vegans continue, as I said. Oh my god. So why he talks about nutrition, we're gonna die anyway. He contradicts himself, but not only him. All of these famous anti-vegans do the same thing. They contradict themselves every day. Why? Because they know they don't speak truth. So if you don't speak truth, you have to always find the way how to spread the lie. Then you have to build up bigger the lie, you know, to make it bigger and new lie. And you start to contradict yourself because in the lie there is no logic. There is no logic in lie. This is what you learn when you go study law. On the first year of law, you're gonna learn about logical thinking. You're gonna learn when the sentence is false, when it's true, and so on.
This life is not all roses, not all lovey-dovey. People die, animals die.
Okay, so now when everybody's, you know, so terrified, afraid of what's going on, let's sit and say, oh, come on, everybody gonna die, life is not roses, you know. Oh my god, this is strong meat eater, you know. You see this wheel of willing of life, this wheel of freedom. No, life is not the roses. Such a funny morning I have with this video, by the way.
This is life. This is the true meaning of life and death. You eat or you're being eaten.
He copy-pastes Verige, nothing else.
In order to be the healthiest.
And everybody copies Verige. Why? Because he speaks to his viewers. You slave. You fucking slave. He speaks like this to people. You morons. You idiots. You brainwash. This is psychological technique, like a tactic, you know. When you speak like this to people, they start to do what you want because this is what you see. So all of them, because he used this, you know, strong way of talking, he accent this, he used this, you know, mean word to people, to his viewers even. No, doesn't matter. People like when he speak like this, and they don't say anything against. So they're gonna say against everything Ed, which is sitting, you know, and talking, having some restaurants and other businesses. They're gonna speak about him. He never speak to people, you slaves, you morons, you brainwash. He doesn't do like this. Still, Bobby, you cannot see what is good and what is bad.
You have to eat another being. That's it. That's the argument.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
It's simple.
Consensually and peacefully, and nothing could be further from the truth than that.
Leads me on to my next question, which was very simply, can there ever be such a thing as a happy farm animal?
No. I mean, obviously animals, some animals...
No, absolutely not. Being fed every day, being warm and cozy in a family farm. No, that's not what they want. I'm here to speak on their behalf.
No, this is a go to jail, stay there. You're gonna be fed. You're gonna have the room will be heated. You're gonna have a bed. You're gonna be protected because you know you're gonna be locked, so nothing can happen to you. Basically, there. This is a perfect life. This is a perfect life. You're gonna be fed. The most important is our belly. The most important.
Animals raised in farms will have experiences that might be, you know, okay for them, such as grazing cattle. You know, pasture-raised animals may, you know, have.
While a baby in the mother's belly doesn't eat for 9 months, in a way, you know, look, it grows a human. So there are many ways, as you can see, to thrive.
You know, a significant portion of their life where they're doing things that they would like to do. But this happiness is
like
a
what?
state. It's not just a temporary thing. And so for even these systems of farming which are more idyllic and more quote-unquote humane.
Dude, are you mentally ill or what? Yeah.
Oh, you see how he talks? Everything doesn't do this. This gentleman is a gentleman.
Yeah, obviously you are. Have you seen farms in Europe, man? You talk about single incidences. You know it yourself.
Not at all, not at all. I visited so many farms just because I was searching for eggs and milk. And even if they are family farms, this is always, you know, animals, they have to breed them. The animals they don't have babies because they want, you know. So first of all, you would like to be, you know, pregnant because someone pushed you to be pregnant, and all this, you know, animals have to eat these monocrops because most of the farmers give them monocrops. Most of the farmers do this. So many things, you know, and if anybody thinks, well, if there is a farm, 5,000 chickens, and it's not the biggest farm still, it's a small farm, I think. You think someone gonna go and check up every day with doctor every animal if it's healthy or sick?
In the UK, in Ireland, in France, in Germany, cows are on pasture 90% of the time. I visited farms myself. I've been there and I saw that many cows actually don't even want to stay outside.
You are wrong, because Europe is not entire world, and go to Middle East and countries which are there, they don't have pastures. Most of the year there is no rain. 7 months, no single drop of rain. So many countries. Look at Africa. I have visited only North Africa, but there it also depends where. But most of these places there is nothing but sand and rocks.
Grazing, but they willingly go into the barn because they want to lay in the shades.
You know, because they got used to. I have these meat chickens here, unfortunately, still. And I decided to let these chickens out, you know, to be free range, you know. These chickens, because they was born, you know, and they was growing up in this box under the lamp. This poor chicken doesn't even go from this house. It's so terrified, somewhere in the corner. Doesn't go outside, never. And the chickens that I have, second-hand chickens, egg chickens that I got them. In the beginning, these chickens, I wanted them free range to go around, to play around. In the beginning, they didn't want to go out because they was from this farm, you know, sitting in the building. After they learned, and now they are waiting for me to open for them to go and play around.
There is no barn in nature, however, they enjoy it. They are living their best life. A cow in nature, on the other hand, yet again, will get eaten sooner or later, eaten alive. What?
But she would never be in this nature because this animal doesn't exist in nature. This is animal made by human. Not only the species of animal, this particular animal, such a cow, but every baby of this cow, it's fake because doesn't come from nature. They come from human, you know, breeding.
What is better, man, a bolt gun or being eaten alive? What are you talking about?
There's still
What I see on this channel here is like he's talking only about death and just let's celebrate fast death. This is what he say. Like life is to search for the fast way of death.
Gonna die either way.
Wide within animal farming. A lot of that's mutilations, forced impregnations, separations of babies from their mothers, and ultimately slaughterhouses. And so even with these outdoor raised ruminant animals, they
Yeah.
have a fraction of their lifespan, and then they're killed in a slaughterhouse.
It's not a fraction of their lifespan. What are you talking about?
You know, there's no happiness in exploitation.
It's a fraction because cow she can live maybe 10 years, maybe 12, maybe 15. I don't know. As I said, this is a hybrid mutant animal, genetically modified. So I don't know the lifespan of these fake animals. These fake animals, of course, cannot live too long because they are fake. So they are nothing natural about them. They are just to die. So before you die, they die. You're gonna eat them. Before this, you know, meat businessman gonna lose his money. So he must to kill this cow because before she gonna die anyway. Because otherwise, what he gonna do with this dead cow somewhere? He gonna find her. It's rubbish for him.
And if we really want to
Exploitation, a terminology that the cow understands, just as me.
prioritize the happiness of animals, then we need to act in their best interests, which we don't. We act in the best.
Why do you have to act in their best interest? First and foremost, it is in their best interest, I guarantee you. You don't know, nor do I, what cows think. But I would bet that the cow would choose the farm any given day over nature. Nevertheless, why should we act?
Because if she used to live in the farm, of course she also gonna she needs a human help. Animals, they also like to be with humans, you know. They like to have company. And how you want to talk? You are trying to talk with cow or what? She doesn't understand you. You don't understand her. But you human are designed to help animals, to watch them from distance and help them if necessary, not to make all these things. It's opposition of what we should do.
In their best interest. Did you forget? We are animals. We don't have to care for their best interest. We only have to care about ourselves.
Interests of
That's
us,
it. That's your
the
argument.
humans, but also the farmers who want
You
to
weasel.
profit from these animals. And so whilst our intentions are to exploit and profit from the bodies of someone else, we're not facilitating true happiness for these animals.
That's it. That's right. Absolutely. Let's care about cow lives, but the vegans are the ones that will advocate for abortion, of course. That's not a lie.
It's not the truth because this is mainstream propaganda, nothing else. From where you have this information? They want to separate us. They want to bring chaos. That's why you are now anti and ex-vegan, and also this happened to me. But I realized with time, this is not the way to go anymore. I realized that, you know, Bobby, he kept all his videos. I don't know why. As I said, if he doesn't believe in vegan, it's because me. I hide my videos. Why? I'm afraid to look at myself doing what I was doing before. I cannot. I have to do it, of course. I have to face it, and I own you. People comment about this, of course. But I feel embarrassed, and I don't want to spread this message anymore. I don't want someone gonna get fooled now, you know, again.
Make this
Kill it!
more beneficial than, of course, the
Satanists.
farming system.
Real devils.
All recognize are truly despicable.
Alright, guys, and this is it for today. Finally, we read.
Okay, so I don't want to continue with this one, just I want to show you something else. So just check his channel. He was talking exactly opposite. You can still watch his videos. If someone asks him what do you think now about this, he just say cringe, so nothing else. But one of his newest idea is you know, feeding baby with raw meat, and so scary, so scary. Me as a child, I never liked to eat meat, and a lot of children refuse it. This baby already, he claims this baby eats raw meat. Let's have a look. I watched partly this video.
Back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Bobby. Guys, you asked me what my 8-month-old son eats, and today I'm going to show you what I feed him. I have many young...
You know, when I met my last current partner, he was like, oh my god, so when are we gonna have child, how are you gonna feed your baby? He was so afraid, you know, of this idea, even eating so much meat and to eat raw and all this, you know. We were so afraid, like, that maybe I'm gonna bring this idea, you know, to child. And he was correct, of course, because it's something really strange.
Parents on my channel nowadays.
I mean strange, okay, animals eat raw, so it's not a strange raw, because if you are a real carnivore, go and eat raw, okay? Go and eat raw. This is what animals do if you say you are a predatory animal, but it doesn't matter raw or cooked, it's the same poison, but maybe this raw sometimes can be more dangerous, sometimes cooked will be more dangerous. But the more you're gonna expose your child to meat, raw or cooked, anyway your child gonna be in a bigger danger.
So this video will be of interest to you. Living in France, we have access to great dairy products such as cheese, yogurts, and of course butter. My son tolerates them very well, and on top of that it is a lot of fun to play with the cheese, as you can see. Here you can see some whole milk yogurt and some blended chicken. I cook a whole chicken and then
So the babies is so predatory, as you see, that he must to blend it, right? So it's not also for this child easy to eat. It's not the how he would give it without blender, like they blame vegans for blenders and he blend the meat right now. And I used to do it too. So funny, now I don't have even blender for last few months and I don't use this, but you see, it's the reason, of course.
blend it to a fine puree. The puree is easy to eat, but I let him play with whole chicken as well. He loves nibbling on the bones, he loves ripping off the skin. It is
because he already got used to it, and of course what you gonna give to baby, you know, baby gonna take plastic and also having in the mouth for many hours some different things. You know, baby sometimes want to eat the paper, the same animals. They try sometimes, you know, they swallow sometimes Lego.
an absolute joy to see him enjoy whole animal foods. My son never used a pacifier. I give him chicken bones to play with. He absolutely loves it. Chicken is his favorite dish. You can see that he loves the fat like all children.
Look, but he doesn't show this baby, but this baby, I don't know, you know, it looks with this, if this baby really looks so happy eating this chicken, look.
Children do. But I don't feed him only cooked meats. I give him raw meat as well. In this case, it is raw steak. I simply take a local grass-fed steak and chop it up.
Grass-fed or no grass-fed, your baby will be sick from this, eating this way.
Up into tiny bits. He loves it. He eats it like candy. Absolutely delicious, and on top of that, the cleanest food that you can feed a child. As you saw, the chicken is very greasy, the cooked fat makes a mess, and it's even worse if you try to give the child some plants. Raw meat, on the other hand, keeps the whole house clean. Happy baby.
Wow, it's a good argument to, you know, to feed a baby with raw meat because the house is clean. If you're gonna grow up and you're gonna demand more raw meat, you're gonna see it makes only nothing but mess.
Happy wife, happy life. And here, shameless plug, Grassland Nutrition, Australian organic sourced beef suet. Link in the description box. Use my code Bobby10.
As you see, local from Australia, and if you're gonna see in the transportation of animals, going to Australia or from Australia, it's unbelievable. Animals on the way, they lose their vision because of they have to stay so many days in their own urine, in their own, waste, and this is, acid just burning their bodies, and this is what people after eat. When you cut a head, when you take a fur, a skin, inside it's nice. People cannot see, nice. People cannot see what happened.
For 10% off, yes, I do feed it to my child as well. Those products are 100% organic and grass-fed. Absolutely beautiful
Yes, of course. Let's believe all the labels.
Addition for my whole family. I can recommend them with a clear conscience. I use their freeze-dried organs every single day, and I feed them to my child as well. Those are raw freeze-dried chunks, and they really taste delicious, man. It is very, very similar to powdered milk. Absolutely amazing, and it is a great combination for the lean steak. Like this is plenty of saturated fats and plenty of protein to grow. And as you can see, we're not against plants here. Sometimes I feed him some fruit, in this case mango. He really enjoys mango.
Of course, mango is fantastic. It's good quality and ripe in the good way.
Doesn't really like bananas. I really don't restrict this child in any shape or form. I offer him whole foods, and if he likes them, I keep them in the menu. If not, I discard them. The vegans are of course delusional and believe you have to feed a child 7 to 10 times a specific vegetable until the child submits and eats them. This is ridiculous. If he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it.
Okay, there are vegetables that even I don't like to eat, and many people don't like to eat. It's not like you have to eat all vegetables and baby gonna refuse. And when you're gonna see argument, anti-vegans and omnivore people and whoever is against this, idea that human doesn't have to eat meat, against this idea of veganism, you're gonna see they show you children running away from broccoli. But who said you have to eat broccoli? But on the other hand, I have a friend, he claims that his dogs, I hope I'm gonna make a video about this, his dogs, when they see broccoli, they get crazy. They love so much broccoli.
Try once, twice, and that is it. And this is basically it, guys. Very, very simple. The truth is always simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. In terms of plants, I feed my child some fruits, a little bit of potato, and the odd sweet potato or pumpkin here and there.
Okay, so they blame also, just blamed in the previous video for crop protection, and he eats also plants, right? Because his baby without plants is gonna be extremely sick eating all this, meats. Just look, this baby was 9 months in the stomach of his mom, not eating anything, right? In a way, taking something in the mouth and eating like a food. Not this way, nothing. And now, 8 months later, this baby has a heavy meat diet.
Other than that, it is all animal foods. Whole milk yogurt, butter, cheeses, raw meat, cooked meat, egg yolks. Very, very simple, whole animal foods. It is not complicated. If you look into what our ancestors had access to, you will find out.
And you see this comparison, so we're gonna take this example from these people. Just imagine our society like this. You see like this everywhere. So people follow now Bobby perspective. This is the place you want to live. Do you think these people eat it like this because they love it, or they don't have a choice? Do you think they eat only animals for meat, but there is nothing inside, like they are still searching for plants, and many times they're gonna find plants in the stomach of these animals, and then they're gonna eat the plants also.
What is healthy?
They cannot find something, but this animal finds somewhere, maybe this animal swimming somewhere, taking some water plants.
It is that simple. Most modern day diseases can be contributed to diet. we are not adapted to eat fried potato.
So he gives to his child all day long all this animal food. Why? I come from a very, very huge family where my grandmother, I said it so many times, she gave birth to 12 children, and they used to eat meat twice a year, maybe. And my father said, how, because of so many children, they didn't have even plants, not even meat. Many days they didn't have any kind of food. And look, now this baby, and it's eating every day. This baby eats more meat in 1 week than any baby 100 years ago ate in 1 year.
Chips, eat pasta every single day, pizza, all of those plant-based foods.
Delicious and really gives energy.
In our natural environment, we eat predominantly animals. Then make sure that those animals had healthy lives.
How do you know someone didn't put the fake news and fake propaganda about this, and this is all, opposite?
Your child will be healthy as well. Alright guys, this is it for today's video. If you liked it, leave the thumbs up. If you haven't...
So we're gonna see with time what's gonna happen. But he feeds fortunately with mango and things like this, so the baby gonna be fine anyway. Will be just average. I mean, in average in a nutrition way, because this is what people eat. They eat omnivore diet, and you see results. Omnivore diet doesn't make any big results. Almost everybody sick. Double hospital just built behind my house. Just more hospitals, and everybody's on omnivore diet and even more meat consumption than ever. So I just can say that if he feeds a baby with raw meat, he has still on even normal meat, but there will be some dangers coming from raw meat and from cooked meat. But if this baby gonna get sick, gonna get poisoned, and I don't say it's from bacteria or parasites. It can be poison from the toxins they put in the animal vein. So this baby can get sick from so many different things coming from meat, because I got sick many times eating cooked meat too. Puke and few days, so-called stomach flu. I believe it's strongly connected with eating meat, because it never happened actually after, when I don't have touch with this kind of food. But let's say his baby gonna get sick, like I got sick once for many weeks, and this baby gonna go to hospital because they will see that they have to search for help. They will be afraid to risk a baby life, and when the hospital will find something in this baby poop, like any bacteria, so it doesn't matter if this bacteria would be a reason for the sickness of the baby, but these doctors will of course say this is the reason. And when they're gonna find out that he feed a baby with raw meat, maybe his parent rights will be in danger, because you will see, they will think you are crazy. They will think you are crazy. And I don't say raw meat, they are right in a way that they eat cooked meat and they think they are less crazy. They are crazy the same way, because this is like this boy, I told you, he took a human leg from the fire and ate. So do you see the difference if it's cooked or raw? What he did, it's better or less, it's better idea, or it's better action he took, or so doesn't matter. But of course they're gonna say the raw meat is a problem and he gonna be in danger, but still has to be very open-minded to, even after an incident like this, to change his beliefs. I wish him really to change beliefs, and as I said, look at him today, just this random video, like he looks, and look at him when he was vegan. He looked just much more better even after 3 years of veganism. And here you have 3 years of carnivore diet, and the guy is aging so quickly. And I'm not about talking about look, but anti-vegans, this is what he even does. They're gonna take one picture and they're gonna take another picture with 5 years maybe difference, and they're gonna say, look how he aged in 5 years. I'm gonna make a video carnivore and omnivore, epitome of human malnourishment. Okay, because there is a lot to show you. There is a lot to show, and that's it. It was a little bit long, but so much to say. I hope some of you stayed here. And one more thing for those who are still here. Cannibalism, by the way. Cannibal, Cain, Abel. Look at these two words. There's so much about this, that this word comes from Cain and Abel. Cain, Abel. It can be origin of this word. So what was a Cain and Abel? The brother killed his brother, right? But when you're gonna look more into this, I never look into Bible, never in my life, because what they do today, everybody, all these people, Bible, a bunch of, fables, but there are some symbols. So Cain and Abel is a twin brothers. When you're gonna look into this more and more, you can get this conclusion that they were the twins, and one killed another one. It presents that every of us has a good side and a bad side. And in case of Bobby and me before, the bad side killed the good side, yes? Like with the brothers. And cannibalism is not human eating meat of human, it's just human who kills, in this case, human, but also any other animal, because when you're gonna look more about tree, what was really the tree and the fruit, it was not really like people try to explain this nowadays. So this is just a human killing another human. Cain, Abel. Very interesting, I'm gonna look more about this. And what I want to tell you is, there is also mentioned somewhere that in Bible, the people who used to eat other people, and there was a boy or guy who was also eating humans or something like this. I will double check it, but someone said he was eating them because, and other people, because they didn't understand the meanings of words, because of mistake. They didn't understand the meaning of words, and they was doing wrong because of this just simple mistake of not understanding of the meanings of words. That's about education, but more about education to understand. And I showed you here the primal needs of human. They don't sit here and they don't talk all this article about eating raw meat. No, they speak about certainty, uncertainty, variety, significance, connection and love, growth and contribution. This is about human primal needs. So now they want to demoralize people to forget about all these primal needs, and the only one now, the most important thing for human is eating animals. So you guys think there is agenda and they are telling you you're not gonna eat meat so much time and blah blah blah. You think they are telling you what they're gonna do? Like when they are telling you what they're gonna do, they send a letter to people, we're gonna do this and this and this. They say something in advance? No. They say like this, but who said this is what they gonna do even, right? So I see you in the next video, and thanks for watching, guys.